Hello, this is KitchenAid Whiskey Jones. Welcome to my review of The Woman King. I have looked forward to this film since the first trailer blew me away this past summer. I am a history teacher after all.
Bueller.
Plus Viola Davis is one of my favorite actors or actresses working today. So it intrigued me on multiple levels. Therefore, as a history teacher, I think it only fair that I judge this film on two levels, cinematically and historically. Cinematically speaking, the film is outstanding. Much like the film's two main protagonists, Viola Davis's Nanisca and Thuso Mbedu's Nawi, earned their places as leader and soldier in the Agoge, respectively, the film earns its place on the mantle with some of the best historical epics of all time. It has a nice blend of heart-pumping action and moving character development. The Agoge come across as a truly believable fighting force, and the relationships between the primary characters felt genuine and affecting. The cinematography is stunning, with beautiful shots of both the natural beauty of West Africa and its colorful cultures. The plot unfolded quite well, beginning and ending with a bang, even if it lags just a bit at times. It had a bit less action than I expected, but we still get the fantastic action sequences in the beginning, middle, and end, so I can't complain. The side plot with Malik may have been a bit unnecessary, but it doesn't really detract much. And Jordan Bolger does a great job in the role nonetheless. The acting is really good. Besides the aforementioned, Lashana Lynch, Sheila Atim, and John Boyega also deserve special mention. The twist involving Nanisca and Nawi was perhaps unnecessary and unrealistic, but it was well acted on both sides anyway. The action scenes probably could have used a little more blood to heighten the realism a bit, but the action is still very intense and the film gritty enough as it is given the subject matter, so it doesn't really detract much from the finished product. Film-wise, it's really good with only a few nitpicks. Now from the historical perspective, I had a checklist of 3 things I wanted from this film. First, acknowledge the complexities of the slave trade and Dahome's role in it. Second, show the Agoge as the badass warriors they were. Third, show the beauty of West African cultures. My gratitude to the filmmakers on achieving all 3. The colorful fabrics, dances, music, and traditions of the Dahomey were shown perfectly. Obviously, the Agoge come across as every bit the badass group of warriors they were in real life. One interesting bit of history the film leaves out is that the Agoge warriors identified as men, probably because they were taking on their traditional role of men. It would have been nice to see this little tidbit included, but the film still shows them challenging gender stereotypes at any rate. Yet most impressively, the film acknowledged that the wealth and power of Dahomey was built on its participation in the slave trade, even if it is glossed over just a bit. It forms a major plot point in the film, in fact, with Viola Davis's Nanisca spending a great deal of time arguing with John Boyega's King Gezo that he should end the slave trade. She serves as the voice of the filmmakers, speaking as much to the audience as to King Gezo when she explains that the European colonizers are the only ones benefiting from the slave trade, as African kingdoms tear each other apart in a sort of arms race for guns. This is all historically sound, even if the real King Gezo never ended slavery like he did in the film. He did seek to reduce the slave trade and end Dahomey's subjection to the Oyo kingdom. He even turned towards palm oil as an alternative, just as shown in the film. But he only agreed to end slavery under pressure by the British in 1852. And he resumed it again in 1857 under pressure from a powerful political faction within his own country. As always, the subtleties of history are lost on the big screen, yet the movie does a credible job considering. Ordinarily in Hollywood, historical accuracy is sacrificed on the altar of entertainment. This film manages to get both right, and that is a rarity from Hollywood. My rating for this film is a 9 out of 10. This is KitchenAid Whiskey Jones, signing off. Thank you for joining me.